Welcome back. Students in the classrooms across our region are all back, and one of the big things they face that doesn't get talked about enough is practicing fire safety. September is Campus Fire Safety Month, and today I'm joined in studio with Assistant Chief Jay Crippen of Carbondale. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get things started. What are some of the main fire safety concerns that students will face as they're back on campus now?
Yeah, as you said, Carbondale's welcoming back students to the SIU campus, and for a lot of these students, it's the first time they've lived out on their own, maybe, whether it's on campus housing, in campus housing, or they've now moved out into off-campus housing, and there's fire safety concerns that go along with some of that stuff. There's concerns about your situational awareness, and 25% of all campus-related fire fatalities occur after a party. So those are things that concern us and concern our, should be a concern for our community.
So going off that, what are some things that students can do to maybe practice some fire safety tips at home?
Yeah, just familiarizing yourself and having a plan. Having a plan as far as checking your smoke detectors. Every semester you should change the batteries in your smoke detectors if you still have a battery-operated smoke detector that requires a battery to be changed. You should test them monthly. Have two ways out of every room. Have those smoke detectors in every bedroom, out in the hallway, on every floor. If you have a fire extinguisher, know where you keep it and how to use it. When you're having a fire, that's not the time to try and figure out how to operate a fire extinguisher safely.
So things like cooking, overloaded outlets, those are probably some of the biggest risks, and maybe probably some of the things you'll find if you're out on a call.
Yeah, exactly. Cooking, overloaded outlets, improperly used extension cords, candles, careless smoking material use. They're all big risk factors for fire. The greatest being the cooking, like you mentioned. 3 out of every 4 fires are related to cooking, and the main factor in that is unattended cooking. So keeping in the kitchen, staying in the kitchen while you're cooking, limiting your distractions while you're cooking. Those are all good fire safety tips.
And would you say are there any risks that you've seen from those that have been more common than others?
Yeah, the cooking is probably the greatest. That's what we're experiencing nationwide. We're seeing an increase in some lithium-ion battery fires. Good safety with that is making sure that the item that you're charging, you're using the cord that came with it, checking those batteries. If you see deformities in the batteries, if they're feeling hot, if they've been damaged, don't use them.
And just going off that, anything else you'd like to add or mention, maybe about what you've seen so far since the move-in?
Well, not really so much since the move-in, but the greatest thing that people can do is make sure that they have a working smoke detector. If you don't know the fire is occurring, you don't know to act. And that action, taking action when the fire alarm's happening, the smoke detector is going off, is the key things that's going to keep you from getting hurt or fatally injured.
All right, well, thanks so much for coming in today and joining us and sharing those safety tips. Obviously, a lot of us have a lot to learn and a lot of continued education in terms of how to stay smart in the event of a fire. So we thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.